one city's street children and an entire country's challenge. In central Russia, youngsters growing up homeless and unprotected, and some people trying to help.
Hello and welcome. In Russia as a whole, the problem is almost unimaginable. The Interior Minister says the country's children are suffering from neglect so severe, Russia hasn't seen anything like it since the devastation of World War II. 6 million children are believed living in what he called socially unfavorable conditions. What does that mean? You don't have to look far to find out. CNN correspondent Ryan Choko traveled a few months back to the central Russian city of Perm to meet some people who know the problem and are trying to help. On our program today, the kids of Russia's collapse.
It's Friday afternoon at the Center for Social Adaptation. 24 or so children, rounded up by the police, who don't like wild kids running around loose. Instead, Jared Markov is there to offer them an alternative. Without him, many of the kids will end up back on Russia's streets or in its orphanages, psychiatric wards, or even jails.
I think any child can feel no matter what, whether you actually care about them or not, and that makes all the difference in this kind of work.
In 1996, Jared and sister Christina Greenberg, son and daughter of a Californian missionary, moved halfway around the world to the Russian city of Perm. They found hundreds of wild children. On the outside, they looked like kids back home. But up closer, the children bore the psychological and physical scars of a cruel and violent world. Christina's brother was only 20. She, just 18, when they began their organization, Love's Bridge.
I really wanted to go to a remote place. I really wanted to go somewhere that I thought was pretty grim, pretty cold, where your average American or average person looking to help people wouldn't end up.
8 winters later, they are still hunting down street kids in Perm's underworld of sewers, basements, and drug dens. As I followed Jared, I discovered he's acquired the skills of a detective.
Yeah, that's real asleep on his mess. They hide much more these days, and they're trying to hide from the police, trying to keep the police from catching them.
So Jared goes where the policemen don't, day or night. This is a glue house. For just 50 cents, 10 kids can sniff enough glue to keep them high for an evening. At prices like that, nearly all the kids do it. With the offer of a hot meal, Jared gets the kids to follow him out of the drug den. Outside, 2 of them beat up the boy who brought Jared to the glue shack. But they continue to the mobile kitchen. Once Jared and Christina find children, their goal is to feed them, even if they're high, and invite them to their day center. The trick, to get the kids' heads into fun and games. All of them come with their own dark stories. Take Sasha. He was 10 when he met Christina and Jared. He was already a glue head when they pulled him from a life in the bushes. But 4 years on, little bleary-eyed Sasha has woken up to a new world of problems. Now in Perm Psychiatric Hospital for the second time.
Sasha's been sniffing glue for quite a few years. He has a big family, and recently his mom got her rights taken away, so he was not allowed to live at home anymore. And because he wasn't allowed to live at home, he was taken to an orphanage. So he started running away again and living on the streets, and that's when the police caught him.
Christina meets him in the director's office. He's a tough 14-year-old, but when he's around Christina, his composure cracks. He says he wants to go home, but in Perm, drug addiction is treated as a mental illness. He'll have to finish his 3-month term.
Sasha, do normal people inject junk into their veins? No, they don't. That means you're not normal. Show the camera your veins. Ha, you don't want to? You're not normal. When we finish cleaning out your body, then you can go.
Christina believes this kind of treatment is not only cruel, but pointless. She's never seen it work.
Very often they come out after being here and they have to get a fix right away because the drugs have kept them on a high.
Out on the street, most of the kids fall into criminal activity. Girls often turn to prostitution. Ksusha began turning tricks at an early age. She says she ran away from a stepfather who beat her and drank too much. She'd already spent 2 years on the street and graduated from paint thinner to glue before she found Christina, and things got a little better. But she has yet to kick her glue habit. Slava's story I find the most remarkable. He followed a familiar path to the streets.
When his mom found a new boyfriend who started beating him and started beating his mother and started drinking a lot, he started running away and living on the streets.
At 12, Slava fell victim to abuse again, this time at the hands of predators. I was little and I met some older guys. They took photos of me in an apartment. They told me they'd give me money, Slava says. I was there for a week. They wouldn't let me go. There were 3 of them and another boy. They sent the photos to Moscow and sold them.
He started coming to our daycare center, and we realized that he really wanted to make a change, that he wanted to stop sniffing glue, and that he really didn't like his life on the streets. So we took him into our full-time shelter. Slava started going to school, making progress.
The men who held him were convicted after Slava refused a $4,000 bribe from them not to testify. It doesn't always turn out well. Jared and some of the kids have come to this cemetery. They are searching, but not for someone to take back to the shelter.
Irina was 11 years old when she died. She was found hung inside one of Perm's sewers. So today, Sviata and Larisa, 2 of Irina's friends, came here to the cemetery to look for her grave. And after 2 hours of looking, they finally found it. We've been able to save several hundred kids from the streets, but I would say about 8 of the children I know personally have died.
After 8 years, Christina and Jared have learned to measure success in small victories.
A lot of the kids that we knew 5 years ago, even if they're not yet studying or they're not yet living in a permanent home, they've made leaps and bounds of progress. I consider progress when a kid washes up every day.
But in a year, they plan to turn their shelters over to the Russian staff. Both say it's time to think about their own futures. They've achieved a lot here, but worry that without them and the donors they've worked with, it could disappear. Still, they are people of faith. They believe somehow it will work out. They also believe that with love, the evil in these children's lives can be overcome. Brian Chilcote, CNN, Perm, Russia.
We take a break now. When we come back, a conversation with that remarkable woman about those rejected kids. Stay with us.